Tina Valiant here, and today I'm going to talk to you about why use a TC. This is a question that I get all the time. Of course, a TC is a transaction coordinator. So I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, I love stories and I do it a lot in my training and workshops. So I had an agent come to me years ago and he had only done 2 transactions the previous year. He wasn't really doing a lot. And he joined my team. We did a lot of trading together and he was there about 3 months at that point. And then all of a sudden he had about 7 transactions going at one time. And I kept telling him, Alan, you need to use the transaction coordinator. And he would fight me on it. And finally he was like, okay, so your transaction coordinator, a good one, should take over from the point of contract to close. Okay, so you should not be doing any more paperwork at that point. So Alan wanted to fight me on it. So he was taking up his time, chasing paperwork, keeping track of all of his important dates, everything that he shouldn't be doing. Your highest and best use of time as an agent is being out with more people, whether it's doing open houses, whether it's calling on the leads that you've paid for, whatever the case may be. It should not be sitting at your computer for hours and hours, typing up inspection requests and typing up all kinds of addendums and all of these different things. And what if you miss a deadline? Your TC is like your backup person. They're keeping track of all of your deadlines to make sure that you don't miss anything. The last thing you want to do in this business is miss a contractual deadline. That's what your TC does. They keep track of all of that. So you'll get an email from your TC saying, hey, by the way, your inspection period is almost up. Is there anything that your client wants to request? Now, let me say this. Your transaction coordinator's job is not to negotiate. Their job is not to tell your clients what they should ask for on an inspection request or not. That is your job as the agent. Their job is paperwork and deadlines. That means addendums, requests, extensions, anything that you need. That's their job. Your job is to interact with your client and negotiate and make sure that they're okay on a regular basis. So even when you have a TC, you still want to be touching base with your client at least once a week to make sure that they're feeling comfortable, that everything's going okay, because you're the one that they have a relationship with. Now, Alan, because he did this and he wouldn't listen to me, I told him, Alan, you're hurting your future business. You're allowing your current business to affect your future business. And he didn't listen and he wanted to hem-haw around. And guess what? When he closed all 7 of those transactions, he did not close anything else for 4 or 5 more months because he allowed his current business to affect his future business. Don't let that be you. Find a transaction coordinator, ask your broker who they recommend, and get one. Usually they run anywhere from $250 a transaction. I've seen up to $500 a transaction. Just depends on your area, what they get paid, and you want to make sure that you guys are in sync. Most transaction coordinators will even schedule the inspections. They will keep on the lender to make sure the appraisal's been ordered so that you are not having to chase things. That is their purpose. And let me tell you, if you're making $15,000 on a transaction, even $6,000 on a transaction, them taking that whole burden off of you is definitely worth between $250 and $500 a transaction. It gives you sanity, it gives you quality of life so that when you're not with clients, you can actually be with your family, your friends, whoever means the most to you. So get a transaction coordinator today. Like me on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe.